Hey everybody, it's Mike. I'm here. Hmm, this lighting is a little bit off. Let me see what I can do. All right, I just look fairly red today, despite I don't think that's actually the case. Guess maybe this is the overhead light because this light bulb over here was like gently flickering, and I figured that that might not be a happy time because it would annoy me and possibly you. So instead we're doing this, and I guess I will look somewhat red today. That's fine. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming by. I'm excited to get back to Trials of Fire, which has been a very fun game. I kind of detoured through horror games last month because of Darkest Dungeon 2 coming out, and because I was really enjoying Inscription, and it seemed like a good kind of thematic play, but horror stuff is not really usually my like main thing in terms of what I tend to play. Roguelike deck builders, sure, but like that type of horror, not as much. I've grown to appreciate horror more since being with Meg, who's a big horror fan, but it's not usually my main thing. So Trials of Fire, not so horror-y, more fantasy adventure-y. I like the structure, and it's fun to show off different types of roguelike deck builders and the breadth of different things that you can do within that format, which is very fun. So I think we're going to jump over to the game. Look, here we are. It's Trials of Fire. Ta-da! So I adjusted the music to make it a little bit softer because it seemed like it was a little loud for my taste. So if you're watching, please let me know if you feel like the music is too low, especially if like you can't hear it at all. I think we're going to be starting an adventure today, and last time we tried hard, I think on the Trials of Fire. Advanced exploration, that's an option. This might be long for what we're trying to do, because like streaming tends to go slower because I'm stopping to explain things. We did the water gem quest already. And this one is very hard, and I'm not super into it. So why don't we do a Trial of Fire on hard, and let's have an assassin, warlord, elementalist. The Spirit Speaker is like pretty hard to play, but is interesting. So why don't we use this as practice for me to try to figure out how to do a better job with that character. So on a blunt weapon, you can have the blow to the head, or you can have the wooden club. I guess this is the... Can I give you anything else? Can you have... No. Only blunt weapons, so that's for one of you. Discard a card. Yeah, I don't know that I want both of these to be blow to the head. Running shot on dagger, so that's bloodletting, which I don't think is exactly what I'm looking for. Stalk. I think this is nice for Charrock because there's already like some combo strike stuff, but I really like the versatility of move and ranged attack. It's a great disengaging ability where like he's up and fighting somebody, and then I pull him back, throw something at them, and then either reposition or kind of move from there. And then of course everybody starts with the kind of janky basic armor. And yeah, so we haven't finished on hard yet, so I think that's a good challenge to set for today. Can I change? I can't change these names. Let's name the Spirit Speaker after my old Changeling character, who is named for a character in the sequel series co-written between George Lucas and Chris Claremont that is a sequel to the movie Willow. I really like them. I have no idea if they hold up. so that you should be... is a little bit on the nose for somebody who looks like Charred Rock. I get how you get there, but I only call you an Emperor. I've also been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3. Okay, I think this will get us going. So, the settlement Terralin is dying. You must track down the settlement's leader, Naya, who has ventured out into the Glasslands in search of a powerful artifact, but has not been heard of for weeks. So this part is the same if you do the Trial of Fire again, but almost everything else is different. There's a few different bosses at each stage that you can rotate through. So, the mission's up there, so I'm going to loop around this way and then we'll start heading down. So these tend to be decisions or fights. You approach what appears to be a living world tavern, seemingly in good repair. There appears to be a fire burning inside as smoke is coming from the chimney, but no other signs of life. So I can enter the tavern even though this may be a trap, or leave it alone. So let's go ahead and get something out of this encounter. As you enter the building, you are greeted by a middle-aged human woman and a very large man who appear to be renovating the building. So I can rest. I can rest for less, or I can leave. I don't need to rest because I just started the game, so that's a bummer. I'm not going to really get anything out of this. The sun is beginning to set at the end of the valley, and you see several figures ahead standing completely still, staring at the sun. You creep a little closer and can see from the back of the mask-like structure covering their heads that this is a band of Charred. I can try to sneak past them to some metallic objects lying on the open ground and get loot. I can fight them, or I can scramble up the ridge and try to head around. Let's go ahead and just do a fight. That'll start to give us some experience. These are Charred Warriors. 3-on-3. Let's get moving. And the first time I play a card each turn, I gain 1 willpower with her. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I'm going to discard that so I can get some defense in case these folks throw some ranged attacks my way. They cannot throw ranged attacks my way, but it gets me defense. That's fine. This is a close-up area of effect. So we're going to take that repair. We're going to move up here. So we've got, we're all in sync with each other. I'm going to discard both of these, move once, and keep the other for defense. And I'm going to hold on to my roar. So they're going to probably just be defending and moving at this point. They're going to close in. We're going to figure out who they want to go after. And let's see what we're doing. And let's see what we're doing. And let's see what... Maybe just a little bit closer so that y'all can hear me. Alright, so I've got Move Unseen, which will let me move my stealth stacks +1, and I have just 1 stealth stack. And I get +2 to melee and range damage, so this attack will do some extra damage. I can March, which will let everybody move, do a free move 2. First card you play each turn has the following effects where applicable: +1 defense, +1 attack damage, or +2 summon health. So I want to do probably an attack at this point. I could do 3 magic damage to each of them, and it would do... Will you... I don't know that this tab is already... So this... Okay, that extra damage is included because this swipe is a melee attack too. 3 each. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and inspire our friend here. Let's move to there, because that gets me some willpower, and then we're going to do a nice big hit for you. It's going to draw you an extra card, and I can just absolutely hammer on this one. You've been inspired. And let's just... No, I don't want to go there yet because you're going to do a ranged attack. This is to enemies. Okay, that's good. So it's much. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. I'm going to discard this, and then we're going to do... So that hit 2 armor, and then it did 2 more damage, because 2 base plus 1 for the ability and plus 1 for the inspire. So these folks are at 8, you're at 4. I'm going to have you move. Let's just discard that one. Let's hit you for the combo. And then I'm going to discard this and get more use out of that inspire and bring you down to 1. So they're probably going to try and go for the speaker because he's the only one with no defense, but they're in a position to be able to really gang up on anybody, which is why I'm going to have him move back. Okay. Putting some damage on my warlord. Okay, so this is a power, and I need to use powers to exert, which is a special feature of the Spirit Speaker character. Why don't we... What do you have? Let's give you the defensive stance, and then give you adaptable, which means that basically... Okay, you've got plenty of powers, so that doesn't really matter so much. Let's get you, and that burns the prepare, and we can do this launch here and do some more damage. Could have done the inspire earlier, which is fine. We have 4. Let's give you prepare. Let's have you go over here and attack. And we're going to discard that. You're going to move to here, and then do the power shot over there. So Spirit Speakers is the one in the way, and we can take a little bit of damage because there's only 2 enemies left. I'm going to gang up on him. That means they have 1 more hit and 2 more hits. They have 3 more hits. So I think that was 3 or 4 hits total, so a little bit more damage on this friend than I would like, but we're just starting a run. And getting our feet wet. I need to remember this is hard. This is hard mode, so I can't really... there's not a lot of margin. Okay, so if you go to here, then your thing will hit both of them. Because you're basically in the way. Because if I do it here, it will just hit those spaces, and that's not where the enemy is. So, what if I put you here, move you here, okay, I'm going to do that, double punish, we're going to move here, we're going to move there, we're going to drop this from you, and do a blow from the leg, and that's just a leg. So Spirit Speaker took some major damage, everybody else is mostly fine. Let's go ahead and level you up. Wrath, exert, melee attack 3 on all enemies within 2 spaces. That seems pretty rad. Fetid Claws, melee attack 3 and deal 2 magic damage to the target. Carapace, exert, defend 4, gain protected 2, then draw a card. Channel Spirit, whenever another hero exerts, gain +2 to all attack damage this turn. So I could play this power on a different character, on not the Spirit Speaker, so that the Spirit Speaker would get the bonus damage. Because the Spirit Speaker is going to be the one who does the exerts more, because he's that's the powers he has. I can level up adaptable so that it only costs 1 power, or 1 willpower. exert +3. Sphero Lunge becomes an attack of 6, which is pretty great. Wrath is pretty cool. Without, there's definitely a benefit for putting another power in this deck, because that makes it easier for him to be able to exert. So I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and put it in instead of one of these strikes. And there's an enemy over there. We're at 4. We can rest here, which I think is important enough to do that, because that gets you up to 6 health. And then you're going to come and get us. No, I don't want to do P50. Let's have a fight. Alright, so there's 2 of the hybrid slavers. They've got like movement powers where they'll like hit you from 2 or 3 spots away and pull you in. So I need to be aware of that. Give you prepare for some willpower. I could put that prepare on the spirit speaker to be able to do some exerts, but I think it will be okay. And nope, nobody has ranged attacks, so I'm just gonna play the leadership here. Let's move. And let's get some defense for everybody. I'm gonna hold on to this for... no. I want the defense more at this point. Just in case they start doing damage right away. See? So they pull people in. Wow, that's a big... I don't think these spaces. So now my assassin is like way out in the open, right? So fortunately I can just immediately do running shot and put some damage onto that one. Use some sneak, use a little bit of protection. And you're gonna move here. You're gonna do advance, you're gonna go up there, get a free move. You don't have a power yet. So let's let you move, and then we're gonna do this big towards the head for 5 +1 from a combo strike. And you're gonna discard for some that. And you're gonna get more sneak, which will make you super mobile. And you're gonna go here to huddle up with your friends. Today, I learned that Annihilation Aria, my Final Fantasy Space Opera novel, the most recent novel I had out, is on discount. It's like probably 75% off right now on Audible to get the audiobook version, narrated by Chris Andrew Seela and Caitlin Kelly. So definitely check that out, especially if you have not read Annihilation Aria yet, or if you read it and really liked it and you'd like to experience it in a new way, where the narrators kind of bring their perspective to it, which is always very fun. My mic is very quiet. All right, let me go into my OBS and see what my mic is doing. Okay, that part is, the input here is fine, so... Okay, I have increased my gain. Thank you for letting me know, Arv. How you doing? Does that sound better? Cool, thank you. Okay, so yeah, Trials of Fire, I know you mentioned checking that out, so I would be very happy for any suggestions or backseating you might want to provide as I'm going through. I'm playing the main scenario on hard, so I will probably, I could use all the assistance I can get. Now you've got a ranged attack, you're on 6. Let's just have you zoom over here. You've got a nice big damage bonus because of this, but if you advance, you're going to give me 2 combo strikes, and that will take you out entirely. Cool. So you're going to get that, so you can exert. You're going to discard that. We're going to go over here. You're going to go over here. You're going to exert. Oh, can I get you? I think I can get you to here too. Cool. So every time you perform a combo strike, yep, let's give you that. Lost once on Trials of Fire at final boss, twice on Water Gem at the final boss. And those have been the closest runs. I think it definitely took me a few runs to get to the end. There's one of the scenarios, Cursed Sonata, is like very specific in how you have to win, because it's this creature that has a lot of damage resistance, but then it's vulnerable to the exposed condition, and so there's items throughout the scenario you can get that will apply the exposed position. So that scenario is like really narrow in what you're supposed to do. In the other ones, I found that more of it comes down to being able to build a strategy or build an approach across the like skills and gear that your team has, and figuring out how to like really put yourself out there so you get the loot that you need without necessarily grinding yourself down too much or like running out the clock to the point where your morale is down. But we'll see how I get on here. I've not finished on hard. I got to 86%, the game told me, so I will. This is why I'm trying to do everything I can to get the most out of any given moment that I can. Yeah, I think Warrior, Hunter, Elementalist are absolutely the most straightforward, and it has been work to make the other ones really sing, but when they sing, they do so in a different way than the kind of core three, and that's part's fun. So let's give this to you, so that then when you exert, everybody else gets some damage. And then that gives me a willpower, so that I'm going to have you attack because you get all this bonus from doing a combo strike. And then you've got 1 willpower, and we can finish the fight. Good job. Oh, I should probably do that less. That might be a peak the audio, even though I have this nice pop filter now. Okay, so we're leveling up our assassin, outmaneuver, move 2, and then create a shiv card. That's pretty fun. I like having the willpower though. Backstab. Backstab has been really fun. It can set you up in an amazing fashion, but it is decently hard to use. Defend 2 plus your current melee damage bonus times 2 is cool. After you attack by a melee attack, retreat 2 and go stealth. I mean, I got good utility out of Punish in this last match, but I often replace it. Melee attack 3 or ranged attack 2. Yeah, the assassin takes a lot of setup to make his stuff work. All right, let's go ahead and put in this backstab early on, and then I want to just see if I can maybe do a build around backstab and some of these movement powers. As you enter a small human settlement, you see a cloaked figure running towards you. It looks suspiciously like the figure has carried out a robbery, but then again, he or she might be a victim fleeing from the attacker. You can just write they. It's 2021. The sight of the three of you intimidates the girl, who tries to dart around you, but Ember just manages to grab her cloak. In her right hand, she is clasping a new jewel. Well, we don't know why she has this jewel, is the trick. Yeah, right. Yeah, actually, I can just try to take the jewel off of her. But I might get some health damage, which would almost certainly go on my spirit speaker because the game can be cruel. Let's go ahead and ask for a reward. Begs you not to turn her over to guards because she is certain to lose her hand as a punishment. You take pity on her, release her, and travel to the sanctuary in town. Yeah, that's fine. Fine with me. The sanctuary's magister thanks you for returning the jewel and asks if there is anything you'd like to take in payment. When a worshipper dies with no living relatives, their belongings end up here. So this is the city lost and found. Earth Tome. Get some magic. Crude spear. Yep, so I'm going to take those because that's free. Oh yeah, I should equip this stuff. So let's take a look at our gear. Iron Skin and Shrapnel Blast. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to give you this. You're going to get this bow and helm for some armor. I'm going to give you the earth tone. We're going to spread this around because this gives quality, which helps you with the redraws. So we're still heading up that way. We're looking pretty good on stamina, so we'll go visit this village and see what's up. This is just a shop. I don't think I really need this, so we're going to sell it. I'm going to take 1 food, and this is Curse, Magic Attack 3, and Inflict Defenseless on all targets in the indicated area. Not super into that. Let's go ahead and take 1 more food while we can. When I have a lot of food, I find it way easier to just go ahead and like give food away when it pops up in a quest prompt, and that tends to lead to pretty good rewards. Ahead of you is a tall, dark, column-like structure with sharp peaks and troughs that make it look like a colossal, flickering fire has been frozen in stone. And I say that 5 times fast. Colossal, flickering fire frozen in stone. Taking a few more steps toward it, the air temperature falls rapidly and your breath becomes icy. Fia volunteers for the task and runs straight for the opening. Inside there's a spiral stone staircase heading upwards and a wooden ladder leading downwards. Let's go up. Inside you find an ancient human man who offers to trade you a spell book in exchange for a vial of soul-scarred blood. So, she would take more blood and then I would get a reward. I can instead offer him money. I don't have the money. I wish I had the money. I thought that maybe it would be 50. That's good to try to remember. So, unfortunately I took damage without really getting anything from it. As you move into the main square, it seems like the entire town is here. One member of the crowd tells you they've all assembled for the fallow field axe throwing, where onlooker compete to cut down executed criminals from the gallows. Wait, they're already dead? That's pretty gross. I mean, these people seem terrible, so let's steal from them. You look through the windows of a house next to the tavern and don't see anyone at home, so you try to force the front door. A large man opens the door and lands a hefty fist right in Fia's face, breaking her nose before slamming the door. I mean, understandable. Understandable that they would be doing the punching, but very bad behavior. A small arched stone bridge with various stones missing crosses a long, since dried up river. You notice that the keystone of the bridge's arch is made of a black volcanic stone. So, anytime there's epic reward, I get interested. The keystone is far too large to bring with you, of course, but up close you find runes carved into the surface inlaid with intricate mithril designs. Okay, so we got the epic crafting material, which we don't have any purples yet, but when we do, we'll be able to upgrade them. In the dystopian future, people enjoy dunking on dead people. So that's like in the grim darkness of the post-fantasy apocalypse. There is only everything is Twitter? No! In a world where everything is Twitter, one person tries to live their life without constantly being attacked by assholes. In real life. Too real. You are approached by a shrewd ratling in oversized finery. She sizes up your group and claims to be looking for a group to help her retrieve an investment from some uncooperative humans. One person lives their life of the ratio. Not the ratio. Dum, 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 dum. So let's see. Twitter movies would be The Ratio. Something about not wanting to be the main character. Quote tweet would be like The Ring, where when you get quote tweeted, you have like 7 days of harassment that you have to deal with. So let's do a fight. Hashtag famous. Hashtag blessed is like a would probably be like a Hallmark Twitter romance. You agree to act as her muscle and follow your employer to a remote section of the town. You are confronted by an unpleasant-looking bunch of mercenaries. Well, if they were nice-looking, I wouldn't have to fight them. Is that what you're saying, game? Probably not. Alright, human bounty hunter. We fight. There's 4 of you. I've got my backstab, but I have to get close to you next. I can play punish. We probably want to do leadership right off so we can get the more out of it. Hashtag blessed, starring the following daytime Emmy stars. 100%. Alright, you're going to go up here. You're going to go up here. That gives me enough to this, and then I get willpower from it. Let's go ahead and cycle this through and give you this power and then some defense. And you're going to get some defense, as are you. So we're just kind of finding a nice formation and buckling up as they're going to start coming. And they do have some ranged attacks. Yikes. Yikes! That was a lot more damage than I was expecting. I have maybe not properly calibrated how hard heart is. So I've got several powers, but I'm not anywhere near in position. So... I want you to defend a bunch, because ouch. I'm going to go here. Give you that. Acid, and some defense, and yeah, everybody's just gonna defend a whole bunch, because yikes. You're gonna weaken me, you got rid of my power, pinning shot, move 3 and then like weakened, so that's 2 weakened. I think I may have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew with this hard difficulty. We may be starting a new run very soon. Shrapnel Blast. Magic attack that deals unblockable damage equal to half the target's defense to all characters within 1 space of the target. They don't have any defense right now, so that doesn't do me a lot of good. And I don't have anything to exert on. Running shot. Yeah, this sucks. Let's just start over. Bad calls. Let's go back down to medium. But maybe we'll do a long quest and see how far we can get. And let's just go back to our classic friends. And maybe let's see what I can give you instead. Fire. Force Field, Force Rod, Crackle Rod. Crackle Rod is good. Shock is a great condition to be able to lay down on the enemies. So, same setup here. We're trying to find Naya. Harder, less difficulty, but a longer quest overall. So, instead of 3 steps, it will be a 4-step quest. Which probably means I need to spend less time just running around in between each of them. Which I'll try to remember. Nope, we're going here. Okay. A band of Charred are working tirelessly to grind the fallen building stones into a fine grained powder. Upon spotting the party, they immediately turn hostile. Alright. We could have talked. We could just hang out. These Charred Warriors are not painted in, I would say, the most friendly fashion. So we've got good old Rest and the Hunter. If I can get off a power shot, that'll do a nice chunk of damage. Let's go here. And then you're going to go up here, and now you got that. Nothing else is going to give you an attack bonus, so just do a bunch of damage. You're going to block. defend. I want to get you away from this one. 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I go here, then I can do this. Can I move you here? No, I don't like any of that. Well, I'm gonna move you here because you can take more damage. Yeah, just grind, 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 and like, oh, you know what they like? They like grinding people more than they like grinding stone. That's what I'm taking away from this. Okay, and then this one is coming around the side. Okay, so we've got a wild swing that can do some nice damage. What if, yeah, like maybe I wanted to help. This guy is possibly a dwarf, and dwarves often do stonework, so there's a possibility that he'd be able to help, and I'd like it. A very good chance that, you know, it's not his deal at all. So we've got Adrenaline. Every time you play a card that deals melee damage, gain 1 willpower, which we can use. Let's get you... What do you have? You have a cantrip. Let's get you out of the fight. So you're going to get all the way back there. Yeah, you took some stoneworking classes in Dystopian College. Alright, so you might do enough damage to kill them. You've got an improvised attack. So let's go ahead and do that, and then just that will take you out. And then you can defend a bunch. You're going to drop that. You're going to get Conjuring to use next time. I'm going to do a little bit of damage. So they move. They're going to close in on Jara. Do they have any attacks? Not this turn. So let's get a defensive stance here. Should be a great idea. We're gonna move over there to get position, and so that you can call lightning, because then if I hit them, they're gonna damage each other, which is very nice. Do I have to move to do this? Probably want to move to do that. Give you prepare. You're gonna drop that unstable blast because you're not. If I could get her down to here very easily, then I could put that up there, which would be pretty nice, but I can't really do that at this point. I cannot charge, so I would just do damage. So let's hit you. Hitting you will give me some defense, and then shocking will hit them. I could move you to do damage. I think I do want to do that because they are shocked. See, that zaps like that. And then both of these have 3 defense. Let's see what you got. Swipe. Okay, doing a bit of damage here. So you're moving. Maybe I don't want to do that just yet. Because if I do this, no, I don't really need it, to be honest. Because that gets rid of you, and then you don't even have to move to do your ranged attack. Because headshot, ranged attack 5, if the target has 3 or... If the target then has 3 or less health, destroy it. So if I do 2 damage to this enemy, then my headshot will take care of things. So let's go ahead and do a couple damage here. And then... Yeah, let's just finish the fight. Headshot is great. A little bit of damage on Jara, but doing okay. Let's see, this is a Frost Scroll, so that's going to go to our Elementalist. And let's level you up to give you a little bit of sustain. Counter-strike, defend 2. Alright, we're going to give you momentum instead of one of your swipes. Give you a little bit more defensive capability. Whole lot of nothing over here, so let's go find something. You come across a clump of rocks with some hardened, spiny vines jutting from the ground. A single decomposing ratling can be seen trapped amongst the sharp vines, and a small pack lies nearby. So I could try to free the body from the strange vines, or possibly an epic reward, but a 1 in 3 chance of injury or health damage. Or I can just take the pack and move on. Let's try for that epic reward. Jara tugs on the vines, and after some initial resistance, one of the thicker tendrils suddenly bursts in a shower of red-hot ashes. She manages to pull away quickly to avoid the burning debris. Yeah, I feel like in these scenarios I always end up going for the epic reward regardless of the potential cost. Yeah, I agree. With people in the condition that they are, I think it's worth the risk. And we got a purple, the flawless speed potion, plus some crafting materials. I think when you're just starting out, getting yourself some good blue or purple gear right away can do a lot for you. So the speed potion gives you run, move 4 and gain a willpower. Quick step, move 2, draw a card. And agile, the first time you play a move card each turn, draw a card and gain 2 defense. So Jara is going to get this because getting some mobility on your warrior is really handy, because I find that she spends a fair bit of time just not in combat, which doesn't do me very much good. So if I can get her mobility, then that's going to be nicer. There's a good chance of battle or food up here, so let's go see what's up. It'll be a fight. Yes, I don't remember whether, like, the first couple of times I just beelined it to the quest objective, but you do have to kind of find that balance between getting loot and levels and not putting off the quest too long, and I think that's a fun kind of risk-reward element. Rest and find something remarkable amongst the ruins, an ornate elven device drawing a trickle of water up from deep beneath the ground. As soon as you approach, a group of basilisks emerges from the shelter of the trees. So this last weekend I ran a Genrenauts playtest in Epic Fantasy Land, specifically in the kingdom of Zigag, aka Gygax, but backwards. And I decided to have, to take a classic, or a creature that shows up in classic D&D, a basilisk, and tweak it to make it mine and to make it fun. So I came up with the Paralisk, Paralisk, and the Paralisk will just turn you into something, but what that something is changes every day. So on a Tuesday you might get turned into a goat. On a Thursday you might get turned into a goblin, going off of the idea that the basal or the basa part of basilisk might be related to basalt. I don't think that's not necessarily actually the root, but it was enough for naming a fantasy thing, and that was pretty fun. So these basilisks made me think of that. I don't remember what they do, how these things turn me into stone. I guess they don't. They have their own iron skin, but mostly they just move and do a bunch of attacks, and they have some toughness to them. So I'm gonna have him dance around and just try to put a bunch of damage into them. So I don't know that you're gonna get in range. Let's give you focus. Let's give you prepare. You're gonna go up here, and then you're gonna move here and get all of the defense. They might come after the elementalist, but that's fine, because then I can head them off from here, and you can take some planks. And let us see how this is going. Got some new folks coming through. Thanks for being here. My name is Mike. This is my channel, Turbotango, named because of various nicknames and activities from earlier in my life. Hi, the kids are asleep. Yeah, this game is very fun. Is this the command? Yes, that's me. And like I said earlier, my space opera novel, Annihilation Aria, is on discount right now in audio form. It is a found family space opera, and if you don't already know, The Kids Are Asleep is a science fiction fantasy author as well, and my book, Aria, goes very well with her books, so you should look those up. The first one is called Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez. So if you want some more space opera in your life, and honestly, why wouldn't you? Then you can check that one out. So we've got some moving, we've got some iron skin, this one's got defense. Well, Valerie, you are like relentless and 100% accurate, like very consistent with your plugging of Arya. So I need to try to reciprocate because it is only right and just. Okay. Agile. Play a move card. Yeah, so let's give you Agile. Thank you. I think Arya is good as well, so I'm glad that we agree, and that we can agree that your books are very good. So let's advance over here, and we get that bonus from the charge, or from the Agile ability. So now we've got 4 defense on this one, and that's great. I could, I don't think I can charge to get over to this one for the extra damage. Yeah, like, I think the person who comes to mind is Brent Weeks, and he's fairly established. I don't remember what Brent has been up to lately. Almost 2 years of not being able to go to cons physically, and being a little bit less active before that has, like, I've lost track of some people that I used to follow more directly. And we can move this. This is not going to give us any more damage than swipe at this point. But a power shot would be lovely. So let's discard that and hit you with one of these. Let's go over here and do this blast. And discard that for some defense. And then leaning harder into space fantasy, so don't look at me. I'm very intrigued to see what that will be. Space fantasy is good. Just being able to have like fun, wild stuff and not feel like you need to explain or contextualize everything is very good. So yeah, like, let's see. If I get to write a sequel to Arya and you get through 3 Ava books, that's 5. 5 is already like a decent chunk of a bundle. It would not take too much at this point for us to create like a speculate cast bundle, honestly. Something to think about, maybe. Maybe, especially once we commission some merch. Get a coffee mug that has or get a tea mug that has a little teacup and a single cricket in it. And then on the opposite side is just Crossroads holding a cup of tea. All right, so let's do this damage. And then, oh man, I don't think I can quite kill them. No, if I do it this way, I can. So much Crossroads merch. We need it. It has been a hard few years. The world deserves Crossroads merch. Alright, so now they're coming after my Elementalist. Luckily, from here, I can Force Missile and hit both of them right away. Yes, there have been some scheming and some chatting about merch possibilities, which is very fun. I am excited. Let's see, so I don't have a melee attack card to play here, unfortunately. Let's go over here, and that gets me some more defense. Now I can do this thing. So I'm going to discard this. We're going to do a wild swing. And then I'm going to defend, and that gives me a bonus card. Very good. Let's give you prepare. And then you're going to move away and then do magic missile. And let's drop both of those and then do a bunch of damage over here. And that gets rid of your iron skin, so you no longer have the damage resistance. That is very nice. And you are going to intercept these folks. This one can maybe get over to my Elementalist, but this one, maybe not. Alright, coming for... getting some nice defense. Yeah, these things become pretty beefy. But, headshot. So this one, yeah, this will kill that one. So I still have agile. So I'm going to do a quick step to defend here, and that gets me some more defense. I drop that. We're going to call lightning to get shocking on both of those. I can move to here and then hit them both, which does not sound bad. Put a bunch of damage on that. So I'm going to move here. I'm going to get some more defense. And I can kill you, and that shocks you. And then I need to do a little bit more damage to use headshot for the win here, unfortunately. But it is 5 damage. So let's go ahead and do that. So the shocking deals 1 more damage, and that gets rid of your iron skin, which is very nice. And we'll discard that for some defense. I'm happy with how this fight has gone in terms of her build. She's doing the tanking thing that I want. Turns out that that agile power has proved really nice. So we're going to go over here, and then honestly just swing away. Well, all done. Okay. Feel much better about that fight than when I was on hard and getting just rocked. Alright, this is Mystic Herbs, so we've got some upgrade or injury removal and some food. That's good. Let's go ahead and give her a level up. Overload. That seems fairly contingent. Because overload, the all future attacks is for just her. So you lose 2 from the damage bonus each round. You really need to stack that up, and I've not found that I've been able to get a lot of successive magic attacks off of this character because so many of them cost 2. So Ice Lance is just better than Unstable Blast because it applies chilled. So I can upgrade. I don't have any injuries. Let's go ahead and do this. What should I upgrade? Momentum goes to defend 3. That's not super impressive. Focus gets cheaper. Power shot. Ranged. So let's just upgrade one of your power shots to get something out of that. Resting. Okay, there's some rattling archers up there. I'm going to go for this town, and the archers may intercept me. Let's see. Nope. Just out of their attention. You wearily enter the outskirts of a large settlement. You come across a flustered baker who tells you that a hybrid raiding party tried to rob the shop last night as he was closing up. So I can offer to try to help him to fix and secure the shop, or just leave. So let's offer to help. The 3 of you set to work fixing up his shop. Within a few hours, you've mended the wooden sign and rehung it and chiseled out holes in the wooden frame for the iron bars and fitted them in place. This is like side quest for the D&D party who have like the kind of build your own home, like DIY people. So this is, what is that? HGTV D&D? That's that kind of side mission. I would not be too surprised to see like Critical Role spend 3 hours doing this. This old side quest. I love it. Cool. So we got a Thyron helm. We'll take a closer look at that here in a moment. One of the hybrid did leave behind a few things after the man saw them off, and insists that you take the item as a thank you. Yeah, I just left behind my Thyron helm. Bad call, buddy. But now I have a shop. 97 obsidian. That is... Get another bone longbow, but it would just give me 1 more of the headshot card. Getting some armor would be great. I am going to shell out for this burned fetish because getting a summon is really nice. I'm going to hold on to the scroll because I just gained a frost attack, and stacking chilled gets really good. So let's stick with that. And then let's go take a look at our friends. So this helm, why can't I wear the helm? I can. I don't know why I did that, because it was like grayed out. So Thyron Helm gives you Rethink, draw 2 cards, choose a card to put on top of your deck so you get some deck manipulation. Fearsome Shout, all enemies within range 2 are inflicted with Exposed, and discard a card. Gain 1 willpower for every weakness card in your hand. So this is good if you're like injured or if you've gotten exhausted. The Fearsome Shout will give you a little bit more of a boost. And then Surging Strike, melee attack 3, add +2 damage per card already played this round. So having both of my purples on one character is not necessarily optimal, but this does mean that Jara is like really tanky, is doing the tanky thing that I want her to do. And so then I will be focusing on getting some better gear for my other 2 folks so that we can round out that strategy. Did I play everything? No, you're gonna get this. Okay. So where are you? You are probably a shop. Your materials. You're also materials. So let's just go to here. It looks like someone has smoothed the surface recently with their feet to cover something up, and you realize from their even spacings that the marks form the 4 corners of a rectangle. Something has been buried in the barren wilderness. Yeah, the resilience, that's one of the, like, heroic trait cards, right? That's really good. So let's start to dig. And if we get a weakness card on Jar, then maybe it is not as bad. The 3 of you dig down using your hands and smaller bladed weapons. It's hard work, but eventually you hit something hard. It's a small wooden box, sealed tight. With loot! Ta-da! Gold. Obsidian coins. Very nice. And we did not take damage. So that's materials. Where are you? You are also probably materials. So let's take that one that's a little bit closer. Maybe we'll go back up to this town. You come across a group of well-armed travelers heading south toward a nearby town. They claim to be returning from an expedition, but have long since run out of supplies. So I've got 5 food, which means I can offer them a large quantity of food in exchange for some of the loot they have recovered. Cool. And there's another purple. The leader of the band hands over the best of the loot they recovered. So this will be double strike, probably for Jara, trading food for loot. I absolutely love it. You're tired, so we are going to use a little bit of that food to freshen up. And then you are going to get this hybrid warhorn. So this gives you coordinate. Target other friendly hero draws 1 card. If the target has any named effects, activate yourself. So named effects is like inspired, stealth, weakness. Like, I think named effects includes the negative ones, but we'll find out. And then disrupt. Target enemy character discards a random active power. Shared strength. Each hero that has played 3 or more cards this turn draws 2 cards. So that shared strength you want to use toward the end of a turn, once you kind of burn down your hand, and then maybe you'll get more out of it, which you can either continue to act, or you can maybe ramp up some defense. So this is very much about utility, rather than like direct attacks. And that's fine. So I'm going to give you this sword because I'm not expecting Rastin to get up in the mix as much. And this is a melee attack. So let's go over here to the settlement. You come across a human settlement that appears to be recently set up. There is also a makeshift trading post manned by a grizzled, middle-aged man. So this is a shop. We've got, I'm just going to get rid of that force strike, sell off this 20 obsidian worth of stuff. Major clarity potion, it's not bad. Kind of a more basic hybrid horn. Let's go ahead and get food. And 1 crafting material. So that gives me the ability to upgrade one of these greens. It turns out the trader has a rare, cured spikeback hide that he's promised to a rattling praetor in a nearby town. He offers a cut of the profits if the party will deliver the hide on his behalf. Side quest. The trader thanks you and fetches a large, bound parcel from the back of the damaged building. It gives you rough directions to the rattling town and wishes Rastin luck. So, new side quest, deliver Spikeback Hide. The party has been entrusted with delivering a rare Spikeback Hide to a powerful rattling praetor. So the side quest is southwest here. Good luck with lunch baking. We'll probably still be here. I'm looking to go until about 4 Eastern. You enter a bustling rattling town with a thriving marketplace. Among the stalls, your attention is drawn to a rattling merchant selling high-quality armor. Very big, fancy skull, and some nice armor, as they said. Quick shot, it's not bad. Just a serrated bone. Armor. So I'm gonna get this armored, rusted plates because move 2, defend 3, and gain 1 willpower is pretty nice, and having exhausted is not as much of a problem because I have the other card that gets a bonus off of weakness cards. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm just gonna probably give this to somebody else. I like having this defensive stance, so I might switch back to using it. No, I can't use this heavy breastplate. I will maybe regret that, but I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I can't do this, so. As the party leaves the square, Jara is approached by a very large woman wearing a dirty leather apron. She introduces herself as Uriah, an armorer, and offers to join if you will spread word of her work, and if you can pay off the debt she owes her rattling employer. Unfortunately, I just did some shopping, and so I cannot the obsidian, which is a bummer. Let's go over here. You find a group of nomadic humans and rattlings busily packing up their belongings and prepare to move their tribe on. It appears that a number of them have recently been taken by a group of hybrid raiders. So, 2 side quests. The rattling thanks you and provides directions to the living world ruin where the slavers are known to hide out. So, we have 2 things to do. So one of them is this way, and one of them is this way. This is going to be a fight, but I'm about to be out of fresh. So let's go ahead and pick something to upgrade. We're going to upgrade this bone longbow. Biggest headshot is amazing. So the leader of the group approaches you and demands you hand over a goodwill payment to allow you to continue to your destination. No, thank you. Let's fight. Okay. So we've got a lot of movement. We can put down a husk early on. Let's move you here. We're going to go ahead. Do I lightning now, or do I think I will save the lightning for next turn, because I don't know that I'm going to be attacking just yet. Because I want to put the husk there. And we're going to move here to get that defense. And let's sit on all of those for now. So you're going to come around the side. Okay. So I can have my husk move up here. And then I get the combo strike in. And I'm going to play some cards with this character because then Surging Strike gets stronger. We're going to do this lightning and discard those. I'll make you coordinate. It's too many cards. I think this may be overkill, honestly. This is melee attack 5 already. That's pretty cool. So we can get all that. And then headshot. Is that going to be enough? No. That's fine. They prepare, and block, and move up. Okay, so now I've got the shared strength. I'm going to try and play 3 cards with everybody if I can. Give you prepare. You're gonna move. You're gonna move. You're gonna move. Make it chill. Then... yeah, I'm not gonna get to do this with everybody. That's fine. Double strike. Then momentum. And now when I shared strength, you will get to draw. Yep, that's right. And some of this. And then finish the fight. Good times. Victory! Shared strength, very handy. Let me finish the fight instead of having to survive one more round. Or, like, endure some counterattacks. Flash powder gives you a phosphor arrow. That's interesting. May not end up using that, but we'll see. Okay, Glass Lizard. So this would let me get up to having 2 summons for the Hunter and kind of make him into more of like a Ranger type. Beastmaster Ranger. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad that you're here, Lurking Arv. It's all good. Yeah, I found that being the streamer, playing video games like this versus like the tabletop, like playing tabletop with a whole group, that this gives me very much like hanging out and I've got friends over while I'm playing video games and like we're chatting, like, but not necessarily constantly chatting. Like I'm talking more frequently than I would hanging out with somebody in person, but even like the passive presence of knowing that people are here is really fun, and it makes me feel like I am connected to the people that I care about, which is cool, and it gives me a chance to meet new people, so that's a really nice thing. Follow up. Whenever any friendly character performs a ranged attack, gain +2 to melee and magic damage for the rest of the turn. Okay, so that follow-up could go to... this could be played on one of my allies. Overwatch is pretty rad. Okay. So take aim is pretty neat. Gives, you know, basically +3 damage, then +2 damage, then +1 damage. But it's really fragile because it only has 3 resilience. Glass Lizard has this melee and ranged resistance, but it costs 3. I think we're going to use Overwatch to replace the power shot here. And that's that. So we're going to go down here to try to get to this side quest. Oh, cool. It's very close. Alright, this is the Rattling Pelt, I think. As you approach the Rattling Town, you are ambushed by a group of well-armed humans. The leader demands you hand over the package you have been asked to deliver. Oh no! Okay, this is bandit robbers. They have... so those knife attacks can be tricky, and then they've got some melee. So, I'm not going to be able to play that swipe, so shared strength is not going to happen on you. I suppose I could discard and redraw and then maybe get something from you. I don't think I want to blitz all the way over there because... so I can play agile. Yeah, I will be doing some of that. So let's get you over there. Let's play agile. Let's let you move here to get some defend, and then pop some more defend on. And so you're just going to shoot a bunch of people. I don't think anybody did that, so that's fine. Let's go back. Okay, that only works on the discards, not on the cards played. It's okay, so he's a little vulnerable, but they're gonna have to get farther over because he's being blocked by Jara. Offensive stance, so I want to target this one if I can. 2 offensive stances. Alright, so I want to focus on these folks because offensive stance means all of their attacks deal +1 damage. Oh, okay, cool. Here's look at this. Pop. You have to discard it. That's very nice. And move you here, and you're gonna get that bonus defense. And for you, discard. Why don't you redraw? Yeah, that's a little better. Zap. And then you're going to move here. Deal damage and then zap. And then you're going to move back here. I get Fierce and Shout, but nobody is within range 2, so I'm just going to hold on to it for the turn. Defend, move, attack, defend, move. Okay. So you did like the knife attack means that you get this bonus damage, so I want to... Now it's time to pummel. Let's just be honest. So let's go ahead and do Fearsome Shout first. So it means that they are exposed and they take +1 to all damage received. And we're going to get prepared. We're going to get iced. Why don't you draw a card? Nope, that's not the most useful thing. That's fine. Right. You're going to attack. And then 6. You're going to move here. And then you cannot hit that one. That's fine. I may not have enough energy for everything. Because this is 7. So I can have you move. No, that's fine. Just wallop them. So you're a little exposed, but you've got a ton of armor, so it's not going to lead to health damage probably. And I get to overwatch you, which is fine. Alright, let's go here. That frees up the ranged attack. And yeah, let's just take a big swing and see what that does. Yep, all good. Minor strength potion. It's probably more for Jara. And some gold. So let's take that. And let's give you a level up here. Intensify. Increase the duration of all named effects on characters by 2. So that'd probably be for my ice stuff. Ice Lance, so I could replace this other Unstable Blast with an Ice Lance. Or get a Pyre Shield. No, I think let's do that and just shift a bit more toward an Ice build without having to sacrifice much. After defeating the bandits, you quickly look for the closest ratling in a uniform and ask for an audience with the Praetor. She offers you a choice of obsidian or precious clean water and food in exchange for the valuable hide. So I could take 2 supplies and then shop, or I could take 100 obsidian. I've got 3. I think I'm going to take the gold, the obsidian, the money. After collecting your reward, the party is quickly dismissed and ushered out onto the street. Okay, so I don't get the shop, maybe. That's fine. Let's replace one of these swipes with a measured blow, which gives us a little bit more defend as well. And, okay, we do get to shop. Ooh, fancy sword, look at this. Long sword. Feint and a chop. Quality 1. So, we're going to get 1 food. I'm going to sell that. I do have enough for this speed potion, but it's just kind of a lesser version of what I already have. Let's get 1 of these for upgrading. No, I don't need that. I could just get this longsword, but that's a lot, and I think soon I'm going to be going to these other side quests, and I'm going to be looking for more stuff that's purple and gold. So maybe getting this longsword is not great right away, because it only has quality 1. And I like the double strike that I already have on the, what is it? The different sword that Jara has. Let's go ahead and take some food. So we're still up 30 compared to getting the 2 supplies, because we got 100 obsidian. You come across a well-armed hybrid corpse, half buried in the rock. As Jara approaches, the ground underneath begins to give way, the ground itself burned and brittle. So I can grab, or I can make sure to save the corpse. I think let's save the corpse for now. Rastin manages to hold onto the corpse, but Jara falls into an underground cavern and crashes hard into the ground. I managed to help Jara out of the cavern, but not without injury, so I will get an injury card. But I'm about to do one of the levels, one of the mini bosses. Ooh, so here's a nice thing, and this is going to be for my elementalist. You strip the hybrid of useful equipment before moving on. So that's very nice. Let's go over here. And now we've got a Heavenly Conductor, quality 2. It has Call Lightning, Lightning Bolt, and Channeling. So the thing I got rid of had Call Lightning. This has that, and 2 more cards plus quality. And it looks like a cool lightning staff. So that's pretty fun. And oh, I guess you can get this Heavenly Breastplate. It's some armor for you, and you probably will still end up playing that defensive stance on Jara, so that's all good. Can you... no, that replaces your speed potion that I like. Okay, so this is the mini-boss. The side quest is all the way up there. I don't know that... well, yeah, we've got the food, so let's go around and see if we can do that. Where are you? Oh, it must be inside. So we have to go around a lot. So this is like inside a cavern, right? So we're gonna go over here. Just barely tired. It is not hard to locate the rowdy hybrid in the quiet ruins. Without much warning, a violent aurora storm forms overhead, and the prisoners scream in alarm, begging their captors for shelter. So we've got an indoor aurora storm. At the end of your turn, lightning will hit, doing 3 magic damage to all characters in the indicated area. So some fatigue for our characters, unfortunately, for everybody, despite only hitting 1 tier of tired, so that's bad luck. Not a lot to do this very first turn, honestly. Let's go back. Let's do like that, and then put down a husk. I think that will do. So a lot of defense, preparing, loading up, coming in on my husk. And now these are the highlighted areas. So all 3 of my characters would be taking this Aurora Star damage unless I move. So let's move. So you're going to get out of the way. You're outside of that now. You're going to get a defensive stance, and then you're going to move. Discard that. Don't need that just yet. And if I do a double strike, I will get the bonus. No, because you're facing another enemy. That's fine. But when you attack, I'll get a combo strike. And so this will do magic attack 2 to 2 enemies. This would be ranged attack 3. So let's go ahead and do that. And then you get some demons. Yep. So no damage to us from the Aurora Storms, but now it's all clustered here, so we're gonna have to probably break up this fight. So they're just kind of hunkering down. So you only have 5 health, so you're not necessarily in a great place to be hanging out there. What if I just left? To be honest. So why don't you lose your power because you're not close to where I am, so I'm not as likely to do damage to you. Yeah, let's just do a bunch of damage to you. Get a combo strike. And you're gonna attack. And get a combo strike. And you're gonna leave. And you're gonna move here. And you're going to get that and just pop that one. So now I'm down to 2 enemies, haven't really taken much damage. This husk is going to take damage though. Oh, it was in 2, so it was dead. That's fine. It did what I needed it to, which is kind of give me that momentary advantage. Right, so, we're going to move here, we're going to move there, so you get a bunch of this. Named effects. I don't think you have any named effects just yet. So this is just more damage. And let's get rid of those. Repair. We are going to move you into melee just this turn. And we're going to give that to you because you've got this Surging Strike. So first, you get with a normal attack, and then the Surging Strike is going to get more bonus damage. Hits for 9, combo takes the 10, and the enemy is gone. So there's just one left. What are you going to do? You're going to try and pull me in, and whap on me? That's understandable. Cracked Skull, channeling. So I just played channeling right away, and now I have 6 willpower. It's awesome. So we're going to rethink. We're going to put the Cracked Skull back on the deck. So we're going to get rid of that, and then we're going to move over here. You're going to swipe, do some damage real quick, and then you're going to move. You're going to Ice Dance to hit you and chill. And you're going to move, and then move there. Discard. I don't think anybody has played 3. That's fine. You only got 3 health left. Let's see what you do. Fatigue! More fatigue. That's fine. Alright, you come in here, you've got Overwatch, so you get shot. I love it. You defend, and then you come after my archer. Okay. So let's add some insult to injury. Everybody's going to team up. And then you're going to finish it. Got sorted by my mage. Cool. Yeah, I'm in this situation where, like, I think I could handle hard. I would just have to be really dialed in. And I'm maybe not at the point where I can be super dialed in and still be usefully engaging with everybody in chat. So this is a little easy so far. I think I do need to go and do the sub-quest, the mini-boss, like, as the very next thing that I do. So I'm now at the point where I can handle it, and I don't want to drag it out too much. Range attack 3, then activate all other characters. That's pretty nice. But Deadeye, all range attack deal +2 damage. Let's take that instead of focus. After defeating the hybrid, you quickly help the prisoners inside the tower to take shelter from the Aurora storm that is still raging. One of their number, who claims to be a trapper, offers to accompany you on your journey. Yeah, but first, a level. Resilience. So I'm going to go ahead and take Resilience instead of the gain a willpower thing. So I think this is the one that Arv was talking about previously, not one of the special traits that's just a power that gives you defense. It is a nice one. And yeah, let's have a friend. 25% chance to gain 1 food supply when camping. Very nice. So can I leave this way? I think I can. Ahead is the head of a giant stone figure wearing a stone crown with something gleaming in the center. As you approach, you see stairs running up the stone forearm, but the first 15 or so are missing. Well, yeah, let's try to scale the stairs. Ooh, Gem of True Sight. She carefully ascends the stairs and finds a beautiful artifact that sparkles as though reflecting the sun. Yeah, let's take it. Who should have that? So this gives you study, target a character to gain a copy of each card of each of their active powers. Perfect aim. Your next melee or ranged attack this turn deals double damage. Heightened senses. So I would give this to Rastin. He has that summon, but I think I could give that summon totem to her. So let's try this. And this looks like... Yep, I could put that there. So now everybody has at least one purple. Well, actually that was already the case. Now you have two. But these are both more utility oriented. You don't have great armor yet. You can get leather bracers, and that gives you a little bit of armor, and that's nice. Can you... No, go where the cone is. So, I think I can leave, yep. But now I'm going to go to this town, because look, I'm way down on stamina. The terrain falls sharply, revealing a canyon below and a ring of dwellings, all of which are wreathed in flame. Looking upwards, you see why. A dragon is hovering, and its wing beats are forcing the smoke in your direction. Yikes! I mean, we can shelter, we might take some damage. Your sudden movement causes the dragon to scream, but instead of coming for you, it hovers for several seconds before tilting its head to the right and flying off into the distance. Waiting until you're sure it has really gone, you make your way down to the settlement below. They heard of us, and they were scared, so the dragon just left. Ooh, look at all that. A metal shield, a fast quiver, and a metal sword. Cool, that's a great set of gear to get right before we go and do a mini-boss fight. So this sword can just go instead of here, and it's just plain better. Then you're going to get this cool quiver. Probably? Volley fire. Whenever you play a card, random range attack 1, then this power loses 1 resilience. That's interesting. I don't know that I like it as much as I like these 2 purples that I have. So, I may not use it. You can use this Earth Scroll. Yeah, let's go ahead. So, we definitely want to rest. And we're going to upgrade this, which gives it some more damage and health. And then we have the food to rest again. So we don't have the materials to upgrade the green anymore. I could hone an item and get rid of one of the cards that it offers. And I'm going to do that and take away might, because I've not found a lot of utility from it yet. My morale is wavering, so I do need to go ahead and... Yeah, now we're up to determined, and we're going to fight the mini-boss. Here we go. And I think after this, I will take a short break. The ruin ahead seems to be the one described in Naya's writing. Hoping to find her in the rubble, your pace quickens. Suddenly you are confronted by a dozen elven figures standing at a distance. One of the elves calls out for you to leave immediately. Jara calls back and the party approaches, only to discover that all of the figures share a single face. With the deception uncovered, the illusionist screams in desperate fury and sends a bolt of arcane energy directly at Malkin. Fight. Test your might. So the illusionist is interesting. At the end of their turn, create 2 illusory copies and swap with 1 at random. So this illusionist becomes 3-card Monty. So I'm going to play Rethink. I'm going to put this down there. I'm going to discard this to play Cracked Skull to just get it out of my life for this fight. You're going to prepare. I mean, if I can do damage to this enemy, that would be pretty cool. Can do that, but it will give them a bunch of defense. It's not going to... I mean, I guess, like, because they already have that, so I hit them. I move. I hit them. They lose 1 health, they go back to 4 defense, but then I gain 4 defense. So, a little convoluted, but she got 4 defense. You're gonna defend, and then you're gonna do an attack. So I did 1 health damage before they could 3-card Monty. So these random attacks can be pretty nasty. So you're gonna hit him twice. Yikes. So now there's three of this enemy, and I don't know which one is real, which means that in a lot of turns I end up wasting one or two attacks before I find the real illusionist, which is part of why they're tricky. So if I could get heightened senses, all attacks deal +2 damage this turn. And we're going to get resilience on you. And none of these enemies are within 2 of each other, so that's a bummer. You were not real. And yeah, I don't have enough to do all this. I'm just going to do that. That was not real either, so kind of a wasted turn, unfortunately. And he's not in a great place. So you're just defending a bunch. All effects the target randomly affected 1 additional target. Yikes. So if I can get to here, I can lightning bolt, and it will tell me who is real. So that's worth losing my husk. So we're gonna get in range here. I'm gonna move you all the way up. I'm gonna give you an extra card. And now lightning bolt. Okay, this is the real one. So you're blocked. But I can do a quick step here, block, hit you, hit you, combo strike from the wizard, and a shock. I'm going to discard that. So I've got you pinned in for now, but target enemy character discards an active random power. Unfortunately, my resilience goes away. And put in some hits on them. Interesting. So here's something nice. This Call Lightning should... Yep, so I clear the copies with 1 card. That's really nice. Oh, that's gonna be fun. With Study, target a character to gain a copy of each of their active powers, so I get that. I don't think that does me much good, but it's fun. Draw. And I could wild swing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, 3 is not great. But I can discard that and then do another 2 and get some defense. And that gets rid of your controlled chaos. Very nice. Okay, hold on to the cantrip for now. Evasion. After you are attacked by a melee attack, ranged retreat 2 and gain stealth. So that makes you a bit more slippery. And then you do get a magic missile. So I'm going to move here, and then I get channeling, which takes me up to 6 willpower right away. So you're going to discard the random active power. I don't know whether that will have been partially a waste because I don't know which one was real. Defense. So I'm going to move to here, and then I do Fearsome Shout. Cool. That clears out the copies. And now, let's see, do I have anything else that would give me defense? So right now I can just do an attack of 5. So chill for you. Shield Bash, hits you for 6, gets rid of some of your powers. And I'm gonna just discard these and redraw. Yep, so Deadeye, and then a nice big ranged attack that gets rid of your evasion. And we'll discard that for our defense. So we're keeping up pressure on the illusionist really well. They're gonna leave, they're gonna come after you, and now these folks are split apart a bit. So you can leave and then magic missile, and that establishes who's who. And I'm going to give you that. You don't have any powers to disrupt. And that's ranged attack 8. So we'll do a bunch of damage. And yep, because you don't have quite enough energy to do all that. So Illusionist is down to 1, and I'm feeling okay. Let's see what they got for me on their last turn. Okay, hit them a bit. So let's rethink. Put the exhausted away. Discard that. Here's the thing. Well, I guess if I wanted defense... Well, here's the thing. It won't matter. Because if I do any damage, it will tell me if the enemy... No, okay. I cannot do 0 damage with it. That is the thing. Oh. Okay. You weren't there, and you got some defense. So I'll have you leave. I'm going to put a husk here. And we're going to do an improvised attack. That was the real one, and now we're done. Good job. You managed to salvage some useful items from your fallen foe. So we're going to have a legendary item. Let's level up our Elementalist. Ice Block. Defense 6, inflict chilled on all enemies within 2 spaces, and activate this character. Interesting. Whenever an adjacent enemy gains burning, they also gain chilled and vice versa. So because I have things that give me chilled, I would mean that they could become burning, but this character I don't want to be in melee, so I'm not sure about any of that. Let's go ahead and upgrade the Force Missile so that it's 3 damage each time. You get to level as well. Alpha Strike. Cover Shot. I'm going to use Cover Shot instead of Swipe because I'm mostly using him as a ranged person. And then let's level him again. Bone Wolf. For 3 cost, can perform combo strikes in response to ranged attacks, and all combo strikes deal +1 damage. That's interesting. Dire Bat is just about exposing the enemy. Signal Shot lets you activate. Deadeye +3 damage is pretty nice, but it doesn't increase its resilience value. Cover Shot is pretty cool, honestly. Defense 6. Three is a lot here. But it would be pretty cool to give Jara a buddy in terms of like flanking and combo strikes. It appears Naya has been here, Rastin points out. Sometimes this game has bad grammar or syntax. Rastin points out some writing carved into a stone slab by the point of a weapon. The writing is a message to any voiders following and describes where Naya has gone next. Leaving a trail like this is a dangerous gamble, but as you have little else to go on, the party decides to follow the clues to your next destination. So I've got 3 more steps. Jara recovers from her cracked skull, as I knew she would. In the dystopian future, grammar does not exist. All rules of grammar have collapsed. People struggle to gather meaning from speech. Dwarven Lantern. This is more utility. Grammar is a construct, it's true. Spelling is fake. So it's all about, can you communicate the thing you want to? Comma splices are rampant. Yeah, the thing with these is that I notice it when it trips me up. And so in those situations, I feel like the difference from kind of perceived standard usage is a problem because it kills my flow. But that's just for me. All right, let's see what our legendary item is, and then I'm going to take a quick break. So we have 4 options. One of them is just an upgrade item, so I don't want to do that. We have the Blade of Misfortune. Ending with prepositions is the reality we all deal with. Oh no! Blade of Misfortune, you may redraw your hand more than once each turn. At the start of a battle, add 2 random cards to your deck. That's pretty cool. So it's more like an assassin-y kind of card. as someone engaged in Nana right now, I am not friends with Grammar. I don't know her. But, yeah, when you're just trying to get words down, that part does not matter. That's for future Valerie to do revision. Makaran Drought, Drought, or Draft. Actually, maybe Draft. More utility. Tome of Hesperida. That's a lot of different. Yeah, you can call NaNoWriMo stands for no writer's grammar mom. So this tome is interesting. All cards cost a maximum of 2 willpower to play before other modifications. So that Immolate is only going to be 2, but it's not a lot of power in one direction. It's got a variety of power, and that's interesting. Not necessarily what I'm looking for. And I don't know how many other cards. I guess it would make my Wild Swings only cost 2. That's pretty good. After this hero plays their 3rd card in a turn, draw a card. That's nice. Quality 5, Blade of Misfortune. I feel like I am going to go ahead and get that Blade of Misfortune. And it's going to go here to replace the axe. Because that's a lot of quality. Critical strike, all damage bonuses count double. You know, I get extra draw. You may redraw your hand more than once each turn. And I get to add random cards. That seems pretty good. Probably going to sell this one later. Nightbot. I wish there was just a command that was like chill Nightbot, and like then Nightbot would not do the behavior it most recently did for like 10 minutes. That would be great. Maybe somebody can create that that command, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I've been going back and forth on whether I want that. Yeah, there you go. And thank you for letting me know how to do that. That is very easy. Whoa! That's a super cool Lankmar rug. That's amazing. Like, imagine being like 12 and just sitting around that rug and like moving your characters around, like taking little action figures and playing your game that way. Wouldn't that be so much fun? Have I just predicted a future stream on your channel? I was sending stuff off to the artist working on the Gray Shade map board and found that. Yeah, that's really fun. Maybe a future Arvin Alaron stream. Okay, so before I get myself in trouble by jumping ahead, I'm going to take a quick break so I can use the restroom and refill my glass of water and stretch and not be sitting down for 3.5 hours straight, because that's bad for me. I'm going to go over to my my kind of intermission card, but I hope you all will stick around after taking whatever break you need to for water, food, or restroom, and we'll be right back. Hello, we're back. It's time for more Trials of Fire. And as a reminder, I'm going to do a giveaway at... Nope, that's not a command. Command is followers. At 50 followers, I'm going to do a giveaway. And right now we have 43 followers. At 50 followers, I hit a benchmark that's required for being able to apply for Twitch affiliate status, which is like the lower... There's affiliates and then there's partners. Partners get a lot of benefits. Affiliates get some benefits. And I'm pretty close. I've hit the other markers. The kids are asleep. I would check your dashboard to see if you've hit those other benchmarks. Maybe you've already gotten the 50 followers. I have not tried the affiliate kind of application as of yet, so I don't really know what the process is like. Arv who has gone off to pick up a child, has already gone through that, or a version of it. Oh, good, you have affiliate. Yeah, partner is a lot. You have like 75 average viewers, and like I'm not sure that I'm... If I get there, I will be really impressed, or something will have like changed in how I'm approaching streaming in all likelihood. But I mean, I'm not foreclosing on the possibility of reaching that level of popularity. I'm just not... It is not the main goal of what I'm looking for from Twitch, I'll put it that way. An especially savage Aurora storm has left this area pockmarked with craters, and one has opened up into a vast sinkhole. Some distance beneath you, you can see part of a vaulted ceiling and at least a dozen ancient barrels. Ooh, finely aged ale, maybe? So we can try to climb down into the dangerous sinkhole. 50% chance of reward, 50% chance of health damage, or we can scour the area for anything interesting. We have 220 obsidian, so I think I'm going to risk seeing what we can do. Malkin finds herself in a cavernous cellar. She breaks into one of the intact barrels, which releases a pungent gas that Malkin cannot help but breathe in. I think that may go poorly. Yep, so took some damage, did not get stuff, unfortunately. So do you think that was just like vinegarized wine? What was the pungent gas? Or was it just like barrel encased farts left over from like the from like a joke and like a Willy Wonka joke factory thing? I'm also thinking of like those twins from Harry Potter, but I mean, fuck J.K. Rowling, so no. Yes, someone had been storing his farts for years, and now Malkin ruined it. I think you've got it. You approach two gigantic rocks. One is upright, and the other has toppled over, covered in scorch marks. A young, slightly bumbling human emerges from the crevice, begins to speak. Same, honestly. I can pick through the remains of the tower, or offer to help the person. I want the reward, I'm sorry. Ooh, fancy armor. You help yourself to anything that looks useful, and then move on quickly. Cool bow, crude spear, and aged leather armor. Yep, let's take all that. And we're gonna go over here. You do not have fancy armor, but you don't have any armor, or you have the gray armor, which is not great. So let's go ahead and do that. That gets you notably more armor, which is lovely. We're gonna give you a curved longbow, which gives you long shot and arcing shot, which is cool, and that is going to be all for now. You've still taken some damage. Let's go ahead and rest here. What are you? You are probably a battle. Now let's go ahead and do that, because we can rest again if we need to. Suddenly, a blue bolt of plasma hits the ground in front of the party, signaling the start of a dangerous Aurora storm. Malkin breaks into a sprint towards a nearby tower with the rest of the party in pursuit, but a group of rattlings bars your entry. I mean, no. Holding shelter hostage during an Aurora storm is a jackass move. So, We're not going to stand for that. So if I can do 1 damage to an enemy, this stone projectile can finish them off, which would be fun. Or I could heighten senses, and then it would do more damage. So that's not a terrible idea. So why don't I drop all of these? We're going to do this, and then this is going to do... I mean, let's hope... No, it said it does 5. Why is that? Well, this will just kill somebody, so that's fine. It's just not wrong. Well, how about I do this and I see. Nope, it does not get the bonus, but I still get the defense on me. And that's not anything. No, that's not anything. You're out of the way, so you're going to be harder to get to. You are moving and putting your kind of offensive strength. That's a good hit. And then you're going to concentrate on him a bit more. But he did just get some armor, and so we're not in too bad of a situation. So I can move over to here, and then go ahead and do Chilled on you. Is anything... No, I don't think anything's going to quite give me the bonus to defeat that enemy. Nope. Okay. Too late. Bad call. Agile, which I should have played before I played the move card. And you can hit him. Yes, good. So then you're going to play that, and then you're going to do a bunch of damage. No, because you don't have anything else that gives you bonus damage. That's fine. You do that. This guy's still a little bit vulnerable, because I didn't get hurt in front. Advance. More offensive stances. So, I'm going to do a little bit more damage. Yep, put the pressure on him. So, why don't you use your power, because I don't like you. And we're going to rethink. It's just a movement card. So then I get to do this. And this is the first time, yes. I'm going to grapple you. I'm going to discard that and then grapple you. Pop. Do 1. Get rid of that. Just do that for free. And then we can get a Bone Wolf down if I drop everything else, which sounds fun. Okay, and then you're protected because you're behind everybody. You'd have to get all the way over to probably here or maybe even there to get at this one. And just the combo strike one. Yep, they did get all the way around, but they did not have the offensive stance, so they did not get more. Range attack 5, which is not quite enough to kill. But if I play Elite, I think I will have that more bonus on... Yeah, because this did not work. All attacks... It must be only this character. Their attacks deal +2 damage. So... Just discard that. We play Challenge, we go up to 6 willpower. You're going to play that. That gives your attacks more damage. So can you... It's not quite enough. Give you that. Now, because you already used your talent, that's fine. You have 2 damage. So, we're going to leave you here, and then you're going to feel some shot. And then this one's going to come over here and hit you. And that combo strike. And that gets rid of your offensive stance. And you... Yeah, let's get rid of those. And then if you move, you're probably going to get shot at. Of lightning. What are you up to? You gonna try and hit somebody? Alright. Okay, you're done. Nice. A little bit of damage on resting, which is not optimal. But I should be able to rest before too long. And I could have a lot of things to sell, I just need to get to a store. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Draw 1 and reduce its willpower cost to 2, or to 0. That's not bad. Glasslands, which I already got. Windwalk. There's characters. Oh, that's pretty fun. They're not too hard, I just haven't been at one in a while, and I've been forgetting to sell stuff, I think. Draw power. What do I want here? I'm going to go ahead and take this Ice Lance instead of one of my swipes. There is, yeah, there's a store up there. Okay, this is a store I've been to before, but look at all this stuff I have to sell. This is not something I need. We'll take these upgrade materials because I have so much stuff to sell. Just gonna offload all this crap on you. So there's no more spots. Like, I can't sell them this anymore. But now I have just oodles and boodles of obsidian. Ahead, the skeletal remains of a human, shackled around a charred tree stump. There is a wooden board with "Peril" written in what looks like blood, and the right arm is directly pointing left. Taking the path to the left, ignoring the obvious decision, take the path to the right. The path continues through the forest. You see the imprint of a cart's wheel that must have gotten stuck in a rut in front of you. From the footprints around it, it looked like 2 people helped move it out. You notice a glint from the rut. There is loot. It turns out to be a pouch of obsidian, which must have fallen from the pocket of one of the helpers. And some herbs. So, kind of a gruesome warning there, which is a bummer. Let's go here, and there's another town. So we can rest here before we move on and see what the next mini-boss is. You enter the remains of a human settlement that has been taken over by ratlings. A few guards are blocking the path ahead and spot you to demand a toll to enter. I mean, I want to buy things. Yeah, let me buy things. So this is... I've already upgraded the fetish, but this one gives me a second summon, and that would be nice. So let's take at least 1 food. I'm going to go ahead and buy that, but I'm going to put it on here, and then I'm going to sell you back the one that I'm not using. And I'm going to sell you these. That maul I don't really need. Let's go ahead and take that. I'll take 1 more food here, because we're going to use 1 immediately. We can upgrade that. Let's see, that makes you more damage. Ooh, 4 damage on the soul is pretty cool. Or I can get the arcing shot. Let's go ahead and get that. Alright. Fresh. Let's go over here for some things. Through their constant heroism in the face of danger, Jar has become an inspiration to the rest of the party. So I got a boon. Jar has gained a trait, Inspirational. Activate all friendly characters, then draw a card. So this goes into my deck for the rest of the run. What are you? You find some ornate masonry jutting out from the ground near the shore of Lake Tuga, but can't really get a sense of what the structure used to be. Malcolm nearly stumbles into a concealed ditch and looks down to see a horrifying sight. Ooh, big fight. Bones of dozens of humanoids lay scattered across the ground, bleach white and partially buried by the slowly moving sand. You surmise that the bodies have been here for quite some time. Your examination is short-lived, though, as Jar spots a group of creatures emerging from the nearby water. So I can stand and face the Furies. I mean, let's go ahead and do that. I don't know that I've fought Furies before. Oh yeah, I have. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. So they have Soul Burn. Whenever you play a card that damages a Fury, that hero may not play any more cards this turn. So I have to be careful about when I'm playing my attacks, and I probably want to focus on big attacks. Hey look, big attacks. And a Deadeye. So let's have you move. We're going to give you cantrip, and then discard that. We're going to move here, and then discard these. 5 means you can Deadeye, and then you can long shot for 15! Oh, they have 1 left. That's a bummer. But that was a pretty good turn. Stalk in advance, and then a little bit of damage coming in. So we're going to draw. We're going to put the Surging Strike on here. You're not going to be able to do momentum if you attack. But I'm going to have you move, and then we can do channeling. I'm going to place that soul here. I would have to go through my person, so I don't want to do that. And yeah, let's go ahead and stab you. I can't play any cards, but I can discard all of them for defense, which would be pretty cool. And Iceland's not doing that. So we'll play this, and this is going to do 12. So gets rid of your stock. You've got 5 left, but I've got some defense. You move, frost, and you chop. But now I only do 5 damage this turn. So we're going to block. We're going to armored advance. And that means that this is 6 damage. I need another willpower. And finish the fight. So that worked really well because we were able to build up a nice alpha shot, alpha strike each turn to get the most out of only being able to attack one of the Furies with each character once per turn. After defeating the creatures, you go about the Grizzly task. I think this is Grizzly, like, as opposed to Grizzly, but whatever. I like the Grizzly task. So the Grizzly task is, like, you make bear sounds. I think that's how you do it. You search the bodies like you're a bear. And I take all that stuff. Goad, all attacks deal +1 damage per adjacent enemy is pretty fun. Rawr, yeah. Resilience, I do like. Defend 4. I think I'm gonna start replacing these wild swings, honestly. I wish that I had something that was a little bit more exciting to protect them with. So we're just gonna do Measure Blow here. And I'm gonna shelter because we're almost out of Shield Bash. No, I want to keep those. So let's meditate and upgrade that wild swing. That makes it more worthwhile. So now you're fresh. That's probably a battle, so let's keep going. Let's shop. So we have this gravity vortex. I'm not sold on the gravity powers, honestly. Jara is confronted by a dirty human, possibly in her teens. She is desperate for food and claims that she and her father, a hunter, recently discovered an unlooted elven temple in the nearby forest. Yeah, I would pay 20 for that. The girl thanks you for your generosity and quickly provides Jara with directions and a crudely drawn map to the nearby forest. Explore the elven temple. I am going to go ahead to the objective first because we're not, we haven't done the second section yet. You enter a settlement and immediately hear a commotion ahead. You quicken your pace and spot several ratlings with weapons drawn, forcing a column of human people to turn over their possessions. I mean, that sounds like you are just robbing people, so how about not? Throwing barb and shoot. Okay, interesting. So this does not require line of sight and would just kill one of these things, because it's 6 to 10. I'm going to give you that stance. You're going to armored advance. gonna discard that. Discard this. Discard that. Arcing shot. Fury's dead. A lot of defense. Alright, so we got these two warriors that are gonna kind of get up in my business and try to pull everybody into them, so I'm not able to attack the archers. But here's the thing. They put the guards in the middle with an archer behind here. This one's protected, but this one is not protected at all. Jar can go up there and take them out pretty quickly. Excuse me. So we're gonna have to play agile first, because I need to remember to do that so that I get the bonus. Then I play in advance, and I get that bonus. Wild Swing that deals 5 to 8, 3 damage. You don't have name stacks. So for 2 I can do 7, which is better than having to get up to 8. We're going to give you an offensive stance. And then you're going to get Deadeye. I'm going to get rid of that. And then, can I hit anybody? No, I need line of sight. That's fine. I'm going to hold on to the stone projectile. Because if I can put a little bit of damage on somebody, the stone projectile might just finish them. So yeah, like I said, pulling her in and start wailing. So they're going to command together, they get combo strikes. And that one is shooting. So if I can get her over to there, she can do some stuff that will kind of hit them in a row. You draw. I don't need that. So that gets me to 1. So I can do channeling. Could just, well, let's see. Let's move, and then we're going to put down some summons. Your class effect talent is going to be better, so you are unfortunately being blocked. So I'm going to have you attack, and then you get the combo strike. You should have done exposed first. That's fine. Let's do a redraw, and then you can do that. And you're going to get a bunch of defense, and your goad goes away. Move. We're going to get up there. So this archer is now protected on both sides, but you only have 4 health left. So if I move you out of the way, I can lightning bolt to here. There. Oh, that doesn't matter. Because you don't move. You just attack from range. So, attack for 2. You can move you to here. Let's redraw. Let's get you some resilience. 5 damage would get rid of my soul, but it would kill you. I could spend 2. Like that. So I have these attacks. Either of these attacks will kill this on me, but it's like overkill. So I'm tempted to try to do this, but I would have to move. Oh, I guess I can. I got that activation. So let's just get rid of that one. You're going to move here, and you're going to do some damage. You're going to go here. Next card was a move card. You're going to draw cards, put the block away, and then we've all got nice cards to sit on for next turn. I'm going to move you over here. No, back. And move you to here, because I don't want you to get attacked. Let them pummel on Jara. It's her job. Okay, you're going to pull us in. You get gold, and you're going to move. So, all I need to do is move 1. We're going to move there. We're going to get a call lightning. I'm going to discard both of these. Do that for you. And then I'll drop both of these so that I can do this. It's not going to quite kill you. Oh yeah, well, because of the electricity. Nice. Okay. And... Savage Blow. Savage Bow would be nice. I might put that instead of... Yeah. It's cheaper, it's more consistent, and enemies cannot perform combo strikes in the next turn. That's kind of what I was looking for. With the pile of belongings seized from the humans and the possession of the dead ratlings, there's quite a collection of loot. I'm going to give some back. We are offered a hot meal and a bed for the night, so that's pretty cool. Now let's go down this way. Alright, here is that. We will probably still be fresh when we get there. Yes, good. The ruins ahead feel deathly still, even among those you have found during your journey. As Rastin approaches, he can feel the temperature of the air dropping, adding to the unnatural sense of dread. Amongst the rubble, you spot the strange blue glow, and a monstrous humanoid figure moves into view. The desiccated elven face turns to face you, and its features contort into a silent scream as it approaches. This is a Fury Lich. So at the start of turn, inflict chilled on all enemies within 2 spaces. So this will definitely add up. It means that the Lich kind of does a lot of like moving around so that you're chilled and then she moves away and then you can't follow her as easily. But we've got a good ranged attacker here. She has more movement spells, and I've got a couple of summons in here which will be easier to use. So let's have you move up there so that you can do some ranged attacking. And we're going to discard all of that and move. But now you can get a ranged attack 6. Certainly not going to be enough to pull the headshot off, but keeping this in my hand, you're probably going to move and get shot. I'm going to do a magic attack 2 from all the way over here. And then why don't you go up to here, and I'll try to get the soul out next turn. Every time you play a non-power card, defend equal to its cost. So you get 3 defense. It's not super nice. Surging Strike, adding that +2 for each card. I don't have enough move to get there. Oh, here's a nice thing. I can study them and get both of those powers. So let's discard the Ice Lance and play the cantrip. Let's advance. Let's study. So I get the offensive stance. I'm going to discard the Abjuration. I'm going to discard that. And I'm going to discard the Husk. So that now I have the 3 to do this, which will do a bunch of damage and get rid of all of your powers. I'll go ahead and defend. And I'm going to hold on to Overwatch because it's like a soft pin, because if they move I will get to shoot them. Abjuration again. Rally for more willpower. What are you going to do with it? Burn. Gets you some more defense. Do some more stuff, so now both burning and chilled. Bone Wolf. Defensive stance for you. We're going to advance so that I can see you. Ice Lance is not going to happen, so we're going to drop both of these. To give you Deadeye. And maybe I don't want to. Maybe I didn't want to do that. That's fine. Rethink. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to move up. I'm going to do Resilience. I'm going to discard that so that I can do both of these. And then Surging Strike is going to do 11. Very nice. So she's going to get chilled, but her ability to escape is limited. depending on what type of move cards she has. There's gonna get some burning, there's some chilling. Evocation, all cards deal +1 damage for something. Every character hit. Knocked back, did some chilling, more chilling. So moving up is going to be hard. So these both become move 1 cards. But I do have both of them. And let's go ahead and use that. Shock is good. So she's just going to be a support character in this fight, it looks like. Because this is going to be 7, and then she gets shocked, loses her abjuration, and then I'm going to hit her with that. Give me some more defense, get rid of evocation. And yep, you did draw that many, so you do that. Could have waited, I could have discarded and chopped. I would have done 3 damage, but that's fine. Push and chill. Heavy Vortex pushes everybody away. So, like, this is some good use of the movement powers, because with Chilled, she's very far away, but all I need to do is get him back into attacking range, and I can start really putting the hurt on. So, didn't even need to do most of that, because I have channeling. So, you have that. 6 damage, and then there's 6 damage. So that's that. Yeah, I think we're a little over leveled for that encounter. You managed to salvage some useful items from your fallen foe. Level up him since he was absolutely MVP in this fight. Power Shot, Overwatch, Bone Wolf, you don't get cheaper, which is a bummer. Power Shot gets better. Mark target, inflict exposed 3 on any target. That sounds pretty fun. We've already got Deadeye. Deadeye gets better but not cheaper. Mark target. I guess you would probably replace this improvised attack. Yeah, I think let's do that. And you will get defend 4 on any character. I think is better than swipe. And then a level for you. Draw 1 movement card from your deck or discard pile. For this turn, gain +2 movement, and all movement cards are free to play. Interesting. Hamstring, Counter-Strike, Sheltered. I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna level up Savage Blow so that it becomes 8 damage. And then I get another legendary and some other stuff, including a legendary crafting material, which is very nice. It appears Naya has been here. Jara points out some... This is the same thing. It's the same, like, several steps. Keep going. And we're going to rest here. Ooh, we can upgrade one of these legendary items, but first we should figure out what the new legendary item is going to be. So, we get a sword, but I already have a sword. Get Cito's Tear, which we've gotten in previous runs. Duntag's Crown. But that would only be on Jara. Or I could get another legendary crafting material. That would go in the same slot, so I don't want that. Let's go ahead and take Cito's Tear. So I think that's going to go on you. Yeah, because it's replacing just an Earth Scroll. But we can now upgrade, so I can upgrade Cito's Tear, which would be pretty good, or upgrade this. Yeah, I think the pure damage is going to do more for me than the utility, because I've got utility from a few different things. And winning the later fights, I think, becomes about being able to put out a lot of damage. As you move into the main square, it seems like the entire town is here. One member of the crowd tells you they've all assembled for... Oh, this is the cutting down executed criminals. So, no. These people suck. Take their stuff. 270 for the jeweled dagger. I mean, I could get there, but I don't know that I'm going to use it. The spear... No. Neither of those, thank you. Might use this helmet. No, because it's the same spot. No. I'll keep that scroll just in case I change my mind. Now, we may not get to this side quest because this is all the way over here. A lot of nothing here. Jeez. Alright, let's go up here because we're gonna need to rest. You enter a ruined town to find a well-guarded human caravan has made a temporary camp in the shade. They are primarily a group of traders, but it seems they are not above bounty hunting, as they have with them a group of rattling prisoners. Let's free those prisoners, just in case they're not jerks. We've got a human warden and a human bounty hunter. Oh, the random cards can include bad cards. That's not super fun. Alright, we're going to be inspirational. Let's block. You're not within range 2. Give you a defensive stance. Rethink. That. Let's move you up here. And then we're going to go there to block for me. I'm going to give you a card, which you're going to discard some of. We're going to defend 2. And then that. And I'm going to need Deadeye for your future shooties. Alright, we're going to come all the way up. So these folks are going to be pretty beefy in terms of defense. A lot of shield walls. Coming all the way up. This is where I wish I had that wide swing attack, where you attack everybody adjacent to you. But I want to move him, because then I can power shot for 8, which is a lot. And I can get here, but maybe we do that after. Yep, you go up there and attack. Make them pay attention to you. Let's discard that. Move up there. 8 there. Leave you with 4. Damage for each named effect stack. We don't have named effect stacks, so this is 2 and then 2. This is 7. I don't need both of them. So let's just do this, because each of those gives me a defense. That's great. You do both of these, and that hits you for 8. And that gets rid of your shield wall. Okay. So he's probably going to come down and do a little bit of damage to these folks, but you're not likely to be able to get around because you have to go through the husk. Well, we're going to concentrate on the husk. And get to Overwatch shot. Very nice. Yep, they're all in on the little husk buddy. I'm gonna draw. Probably not that. We're gonna get defend on yourself. We'll do that, and then why don't we do? Yeah. That's the thing. Cannot be recycled. Oh, I move you here, and you do 6. It's not quite enough to murder. But if I give you this, nope, not doing it. Yep, I have to give you this to do that. And I didn't get willpower, so I have to leave this guy. Block. Moving up. We're gonna focus on her. Burn down her defense. She's still got a good bit of armor. And she cannot gain defense this turn. So I probably want to get rid of one of these folks. Let's get rid of your power. I'm gonna move here. And we're gonna move here, and we're gonna... No, you can't gain the defense, so that was probably a bad call. That will kill you. Very nice. Range attack 3, melee 2, but you'll get defense. But on those folks. I'm gonna discard that. You're gonna attack here. Gives you... Alright, you still can't get defense, so shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna discard that to get rid of the skull. So you may take some damage, but let's see what happens next. Yep, the defensive stance goes. But you have not taken health damage because you just had a bunch of armor. Now draw. Let's get that there. You're going to move here. You're going to play Resilience. I don't need to copy your powers. I don't need to do that. Go here. And then I discard that. I give you big Zapparoni. That's what a lightning bolt should look like. Okay, we're really gonna hit him. That's fine. I can run, and you can't hide. And we're done. Okay. We're about 20 till. I'm gonna see if I can get to the next boss, and then probably call it for today. And we'll pick it up next time. Maybe next Wednesday, because I think this Sunday I'm going to continue Inscription. Because the last stream was kind of a bummer, and I would like to make more progress. We'll see what we can do. Oh, wolf. Inflict exposed 4. Cover shot. Let's go. That. Let's go ahead and include the Bone Wolf. And let's give them that stuff. They give us some things. That's very nice. Let's see what this sphere is. That is... Oh, it's an earthen stamp. I don't think that's something that I'm going to end up using. Go over here. And rest. Oh yeah, you can absolutely get two supplies. So, now we have another follower. Upgrade common and rare staves, tomes, and totems at reduced cost. And we rest. What can we upgrade? It's all the things that are up here. This, move 3. Let's give that Frostbolt. And then keep going. Alright. Third mini-boss. As you approach the ruins ahead, certain that this is the place mentioned in Naya's writings, you quickly spot a massive scaled creature amongst the rubble. The dragon seems to sense your approach and turns to face you. Its primitive thoughts projected into your mind. No further! Home! Death! I mean, that seems pretty straightforward. It communicates what it wants to. If you want to continue following Naya's trail, you have no choice but to approach. This is a green dragon. Acid Breath. The start of turn, inflict Acid 2 on the closest enemy within 3 spaces. I have fought this green dragon before, and I think it burned us up because acid builds up. So that's something I need to keep in mind. You're an up-close person, but the two of you are not. So move you. There's nowhere you can move that lets you be in range, but now I can channel. You're going to be agile. You're going to get momentum. And discard that for stab. We're going to move you here, so now that you're in Overwatch. And we're going to put down our husk. So you're going to move, getting right up there, you get overwatched. Acid Fog will hit both of them. Acid Fog again. So when you get acid, you take as much damage as you have acid. So if he took 2 acid and then took 2 damage, and then got 1 more acid and took 3 damage. So I want these folks to not get acid on these next turns if I can avoid it. Because it builds up, and that's not fun. Pact of Ages. You cannot be granted nor inflicted with named effects. Oh, that's great. Yeah, let's do that immediately. Draw cards. Chilled. Let's not do that. You get the pact. Move here. We're gonna do some damage. Combo strike. Can I move? Yes, I can move here and hit. Because then I could lightning bolt. And you should acid on this person who cannot get the status. I think that will be. Let me handle this fight. Bird will do damage. So you can lose that power. So I'm gonna be aware of that. I can go, but I don't really need to. Can you see? You can see them from where you are. So that's all good. Rethink. Let's get rid of some ice lances. You can go up here. No. I want that back because I want to use it. Discard that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 spaces? It is 5 spaces. Okay. That. We're gonna move away. Because then zap, 7 damage. We discard both of those. And it's going to be 15. Gets rid of your goad. And I mean, why don't you? I'm going to put you in the way. Nice. Yeah, you are in the way, but it did not matter. There goes that, and the path is now gone. So I can hit and then run. I'm going to defend on you. Okay, cool. So offensive stance. Use the arcing shot, so that will give me 1 willpower, that gives me 2. Okay, that's fine. So measure blow, get a little bit of your defense down, let's move all the way down. It's tricky. Here, discard that, and then you're going to do 9 damage, very nice. But it goes for defense. So you're going to go up here, and now you're defended, so you're going to take 1 less damage from each. But now you're exposed. Once I get 2, here, defensive stance on you, Discard that. Coordinate on you for hopefully a move card. But I will make you exposed. Rethink. Put that on the back there. I'd like to get this Bone Wolf out, but I don't think that it's actually what I'm most looking for. So you can move, and then I'm going to discard that to move, and let's get some defense, and then let's do 9 damage plus combo strike, and you get some defense. And it gets rid of all 3 of your powers, which is very nice. I'm going to leave this. Acid on her, that's fine. Move her away. More acid. Move over there. Okay, you don't have a power. I'm not going to get this, so we're going to move over there. Then we get this attack, which does some damage. So you're going to get to move. Reduce your movement. Move to here. You're going to do a Fearsome Shout. It gives you more exposed, so that exposed will last another turn. Protected. Move up. I'm going to hit on him a little bit. But I can move to here. You there. This. And I think. Nope, didn't quite do it. That's fine. Because move up here. And that finishes off. Even though she had 6 acid on her. So that's a green dragon. You managed to salvage some useful items from your fallen foe. Another legendary. Berserker's Bracers, which could be handy. And a robe, which is kind of different, not necessarily better, because she has the thing that gives me defensive stance, which I end up putting on Jara. You get to level up. Draw power. Slow burn. I think I'm going to go ahead and just level up what I have. You're going to get to level. And you get to level. And you get to level. Shelter has been really handy, because you get to move to any other friendly character, then defend 2 and activate that character. You can move to any character anywhere. Clear across the board. It's also a good get out of, it's a GTFO card when he's under attack. The question is, what do I replace? So if I replace an advance, my movement becomes very contingent. So I'm at this place where these 9 cards are all really good. I think Shelter will be okay instead of my move. I may live to regret that. And let's give you a level. Yeah, I'm still getting my handle on it, and I probably played this game for 50, 60 hours, so it's fun that there's a lot of depth, but it can make some of these individual trade-off choices a little bit hard to decide. Okay, maybe I just want to protect. Let's go ahead and do that here. Take everything, continue, same continuing steps, and nicer gauntlets, cool. Alright, so let's gear up here. And upgrade something, maybe? No, none of these, so let's just rest. And then let's take a look at what our options are. So these gauntlets would replace the shield. I don't know that I like that. They do give more armor. Block and shield bash, armor 2 versus repel empowered. I'm not in love with that, honestly. I like it better for you. Ooh, armor. Okay. Now we're talking. So, Elven Stalker's Chain. Every time you move more than 2 spaces, gain +1 damage for the rest of this turn. If I give it to Jara, she'll then have 2 runs, which will give her bonus damage. Battle Stance gives you bonus damage, Heightened Senses, or Juggernaut, which is also armor. At the start of the turn, if you have 13 or more cards still in your deck, draw a card. She's going to have, like, basically every one of maybe 3 turns, she'll get a draw a card for free, but 5 armor is amazing. And it has its own defensive stance, which would be great. Faloren's Arc is a bow. Quality 1, all ranged attacks deal +1 damage for each other ranged attack card in hand. That seems pretty great. I would love to have both of these. But the cards it gives are not awesome, so I'm going to go with Juggernaut. And I'm going to give that to her. Her armor is now 11, which is excellent. No, I want the movement for this guy because of his other power, because of the choice that I made in terms of his defend ability. Right, and then the final quest step is up there. So we'll go for just a couple more minutes. You find a settlement that has recently been taken over by Rattlings. So I could get that acid flask. Don't need this. Don't need that. Get rid of this. Say goodbye to that. Yeah, I'm not really into that, but I will take some crafting materials. So I've got so much gold now. I can afford to be a bit aggressive in my acquisitions. And another store. So I could get an icicle. That's not as good as my lightning thing. Wood. Let's go ahead and get the upgrade material. And let's go over there. Let's go just a little bit of sidetracking. Strange bluish fire erupts from the ground here. Rastin identifies this phenomenon as a soul fire. And it is possible your soul-scarred group will be able to absorb the experience of some of those obliterated by the cataclysm by entering the fire. You can walk through the fire. Buffy the Vampire Slayer once more with feeling. Fuck Joss Whedon, sorry. Wish he was cool. He's not. Turns out he sucks. That show meant a lot to me growing up. Ice block, defend 6, inflict chilled. That could be cool. But I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade cantrip so that now I'm more likely to use it. Because otherwise I'm not very likely to use it. You can just about make out a young female hybrid with her arms and head chained to the remains of a sturdy building. She is surrounded by a mob of rattlings who are throwing clumps of something foul-smelling at her. And I'm going to try to help the prisoner by running back into the square, warning villagers of an impending attack by a dragon. Not as long as it's not firewalk with me, yeah. You're not entirely sure if this risky plan will work, but you act it out with as much gusto as you can muster. Gusto muster. However, when you return to the square, the crowd has begun to disperse, and the lifeless body of the hybrid hangs limply against the deserted building. That's a bummer. Shield. Let's go ahead and take that. Yep. So now we have more upgrade material, and we'll rest. Upgrade. Look at all the things we can upgrade. So what do I end up using the most here? I think upgrading this is a good idea. Yeah, for 1 I gain 5 willpower, so it just makes it easier to play. And then this is extra damage and more shocked. Actually, I want to post again. And I think we're going to call it here. So I'm going to review some things because I've got some stuff going on. Annihilation Aria, my found family space opera novel, is just $7.95 in audio format, at least on Audible. I have not checked other venues because I just noticed it right before the stream. So you can check that out, but if you like using Audible, then that's very easy, and you can get the audiobook for, it's like about 75% off. It's a really good deal. And we are approaching 50 followers, at which point I will do a giveaway on the channel, which will be very fun. And let's see, what else am I working on? You should, if you don't already, check out what I do on Speculate, which is a actual play show with science fiction and fantasy professionals. The Kids Are Asleep plays in The Case of the Cindered Seal, which is a Blades in the Dark actual play series that I'm also a player in, which has been very fun. And I'm running Splendor and Shadow, which is playing the game Rebel Crown by Michael Dunn O'Connor. Again, Blades in the Dark is by John Harper. The Rebel Crown game is almost over. We scheduled it as a mini-series, and I think next session we're going to find a way to kind of wrap up the story using some tricks to pull out the scale a little bit, but that is to be determined and discussed with the players. I don't think we have anything. We're not totally locked in for this next month's sessions for any of that that I have off the top of my head, so I'm going to wait on that. But if you like the stream and you would like to support what I'm doing here, right now the best way to support the channel is over at my Patreon at patreon.com/MichaelRUnderwood, in order to get essays on writing, gaming, and publishing, works in progress like fiction, or like my Genrenauts role-playing game, which Kids Are Asleep plays in my playtest of and is a great player. Plus, possibly most importantly, being a patron gives you access to exclusive pictures of my wonderful dog, Oreo, who is very cute. And definitely a dog and not a log, or a loaf of bread. Dog, pig, loaf of bread. From Mitchell's versus the Machines. And let's see, I think also, if you are disheartened by the US elections this week, especially stuff in, I don't know, maybe Buffalo or Virginia, I invite you to investigate democratic socialism. I've been active in varying degrees with the DSA in Baltimore for a couple of years now. I just finished a contemporary labor history reading group with some people that was really enlightening, somewhat disheartening, but also empowering in terms of learning about history, seeing where there were victories, and trying to figure out how to repeat them or build on them in life as we have it now. If you are disheartened or despondent or despairing or cynical after this week's elections, I would really encourage you, with all of the hope and support that I can, to find a way to get involved. Whether that is electoral organizing, whether it is local organizing, it might be direct action in your community, it might be providing caretaker work, financial support, or some other kind of support to people who are doing work, whether that is electoral or local organizing. A lot of stuff that has been scary is probably going to get scarier again before it gets better, and the best way to make sure that we all get through it is together. So I encourage and invite you to get involved. If you have questions about what that looks like, you're welcome to ask me on the channel here or in other venues if we're already in communication. I have not done like a Mike sits here and talks about politics stream yet, but that may happen in the future, let's be honest. So that's that. I figured that would be a useful call to action this week, given what I've seen from the internet. And with that, I think I'm going to go to my outro card, and we are going to say farewell for today. I'll be back on Sunday with more Inscription. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Take care.